Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Women of Worthy show. Today, oh, baby, do I have something for y'all. I have a treat for y'all. You know, we're going through this pandemic. We can't go to concerts. There's a lot of things we can't do. But you know what? Because of technology, there's a lot of things that we can do. So, live and direct from the UK, I have Abi Flynn. She's the UK singing sensation. She's an inspirational speaker of the heart. This woman is phenomenal. Listen to me. When I say we're all in the same book, but different chapters, when I say we're supposed to support each other as women, love each other, when I tell you I love this woman, she has the courage. She's a cancer survivor. She didn't just thrive, she survived. And to see that she decided to go back to what the heart told her that she should be doing, that's what she's doing. So without further ado, the Women Are Worthy show, we want to introduce Miss Abi Flynn. Hi, Abi.
Hello. Oh, thank you so much for having me, Jackie.
I just, you rock. I was listening on YouTube today, and when I say your voice is amazing, and I'll tell you guys eventually, she's going to be singing. That's a treat that we're giving you. Two sisters come together, and we're giving you a treat. Now, Abi has a groundbreaking debut video and a single freshly dropped in July. Abi's set to blossom into her new music career and serve as a beacon of beauty and hope. Amidst all the chaos that we're having, this is what the world needs right now. We really need people who are beacon of lights. Her second single will follow in late August, and her EP, Go Deep, will land in late September. Now, I mentioned that Abi is a cancer survivor, and we're going to talk about her journey because we've all gone through stuff. And I have this thing, Abi, that I say that we're all in the same book, we're just in different chapters, And
Yeah.
You're definitely a phenom in this. And I love the fact that you support other women. So can you tell us a little bit about who is Abi Flynn?
I love that. That's a good question. Even me, we're all metamorphosizing right now, aren't we? So fast. So I've sang my whole life. I'm a singer. I got cancer at 26 years old, which kind of dramatically sent me on a new trajectory with that. So rather than just being a singer, which is what I've always identified with my whole life, I kind of went on a mad journey of healing and self-empowerment and self-love. And I'm really interested in marrying all of this into my art now. And I really believe that art is the carriage, the bridge that we can bring between our higher selves and everything we're capable of into physical form and inspire others to do so too. So yeah, and I'm a mum. I've got a 9-month-old little boy, and that's another crazy part of the story, which I'll probably get to. But basically, I went from dying to having no partner and like being infertile to having the career of my dreams, surviving cancer and having a baby in a very, very quick turnaround of a year. And it's been very empowering, very intense. I really want to help other people now with the possibility of what they can create when they believe.
How did you remain focused or positive during all of this? Because again, your music career, you had cancer, you had your baby. Because for me, I'd be like pulling my hair out or whatever is left of it. And I've seen you in all your pictures, and you're just gorgeous, not just from the outside, but from the inside, because we had several conversations. But most importantly, this is real important right now because we're going through a pandemic. People are dying. We have mental health is at its highest form right now because the isolation, the not going out. How did you remain focused and not just losing your mind?
Well, what's fascinating is like I think a lot of people have this experience and we don't know it until we are faced with something as huge as death or cancer or something horrible. We think we're going to like crumple up and just into a ball and be horrified and not. And obviously there are those moments, of course, but actually what I found was when I was faced with my mortality that strongly, it served as such, it was like I could only go through my stuff, all of my insecurities, all of my stuff. I had to go through all of the things that I've always avoided feeling. And actually, what you find on the other side of going through those things is a lot of freedom, which I now call alchemy. And I define myself as an alchemist because I really believe that when we go through the things that we've resisted forever and we actually find that it's safe on the other side, and we suddenly become much more free to create in the world. So when I was diagnosed after some initial grieving, I actually found myself some of the most expansive and inspired that I'd ever been, which is a strange paradox because I was kind of dying on the inside, but living more on the outside than I ever had. And I had to go on a journey with that and actually learning how to live while I was not dying, which is a weird thing. It's like
that.
death is a great motivator. So I actually was very, very easily, positivity came easily to me because I felt so inspired and ignited once I knew that I had to, it was now or never for my dreams.
How instrumental was this to have a positive mindset?
It was huge. I mean, it's an interesting one when we speak of a positive mindset because now more than anything, I'm a great advocate for feeling all of it and loving all of it, loving the grief, loving the difficult parts, allowing yourself to be angry and resentful and bitter and scared and all of those things. But to really hold that and to be able to allow that to be okay. And so when I first was diagnosed, I was so focused on being positive that I actually ran myself into the ground with obsessively trying to be positive. And in the end, I realized that true positivity or true joy came from when I could really allow myself to be in the full spectrum of the human experience and allow those things to alchemize in my art or however. So it's so important, like acceptance of all, everything that's going on for you. If you can really accept that and hold yourself in it.
Well, I know we're supposed to do it towards the middle, but I've been listening to a lot of your songs on YouTube, and I'd like you to sing anything you want to sing because you have a damn good voice. Has anyone told you like a Joni Mitchell kind of a voice? Have they anyone mentioned that to you?
I like it
Joni
though.
Mitchell, women like that, Joan Baez. When I listen to you, it's that like, oh my God, what the heck has she been through? That kind of a voice. I
Nice.
feel
Yeah.
it. I feel it. It connected. So would it be okay if you could sing a little something for me, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll sing Courage because it's my debut single, and I've just released a music video which I actually filmed when I was 8 months pregnant. But I
I,
wrote this song 2 years ago when I was on chemotherapy in hospital, and as I was speaking about just now, things on paper looked really bad. I didn't know how much longer I was going to live. But what I found was nothing could, I was really bold and ill and skinny and, dying, and but nothing could take away the creative spark of life force that I had in my heart. And so I just found myself one day singing this song, and it was like medicine, and it just came through me. I recorded it when I had a 21 centimeter tumor in my chest, which I didn't even know um, if would ever go, and I didn't even get to release it until just last month, and I got pregnant. And so this song has been through so many phases of evolution with me, and it always has new meanings every time I sing it. And yeah, so I just released the video, and I was 8 months pregnant when I filmed it, and I'd just come through the cancer journey, and there's a beautiful woman in the video who's on the cancer journey at the time as well, and we danced together, and we're dancing about the beauty in the darkness and the light, not just it's allowing the chaos to also be beautiful. So yeah, it's about that. So I'll give you some.
okay.
I have so much courage in my soul. I have so much courage in my soul. All it takes is to relinquish the control. Gotta step outside illusions of control. And I fall into the beauty of it all. Yeah, sit back as the mystery unfolds, and the perfection of what we couldn't know. Ooh. Yeah, the perfection is something to behold. Yeah, that's courage. Ooh, courage. That's courage. Courage. And through the fear, the answer is clear. You got to feel it. And that's courage in my eyes. Turn back to the dark, 'cause it's who you are. Read between the lines, yay. And I have so much beauty in my heart, ooh. And there is so much beauty in this heart. I feel the warrior rise up and fuel my heart, yeah. 'Cause I'm a warrior, I'll make a brand new start, yeah. And that's courage, yeah. Courage, that's courage, yeah. Oh, that's courage, courage, that's courage, courage. There we go.
If I really have to do the show now, can I just like sit back? Girl, you can sing. And you know what we say? Some people, some people can sing, some people can, okay. Girl, you can sing. You sang it, as we say in our community. You sang, okay? you sang. You can do it.
Yes, thank you. That means a lot.
Wow. So, how were you diagnosed with cancer? Can we talk about that if you're comfortable speaking about this? Like when you got that diagnosis, we also want to talk about like, what did you think? Share that journey with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was at a stage in my life where I was actually deeply insecure. I was a singer and I was a full-time singer already. I was 26 years old. I'd been for many years a full-time singer since 15, I think. Not full-time, but I'd been singing professionally since 15. Actually, the reason I was so comfortable on stage was that I was very, very good at performing. And even though it was very authentic to me and I was like very expressive on stage, I actually had so many deep insecurities that I buried. So I was very kind of like polarized. Like on stage, I felt so confident. I didn't need to try, I could just shine. I was like singing my heart out, all of the real emotions in me. But then off stage, I just felt completely like unbelonging. I didn't know, I didn't fit anywhere. I had such low self-esteem, deeply insecure. And I was at 26, I was gigging like 8 times a week. I supported acts like, George Clinton, Funkadelic, Parliament, like Roy Ayers, amazing, like funk soul stuff. And I was working with some really great people. But the more I got into my 20s, I realized I was so deeply uncomfortable on the inside and I could only live on the outside. And I didn't know who I was whatsoever other than a singer. And around that time, I just basically noticed there's something really not quite right. As I said, every time I was off stage, I was like, identity crisis, didn't know who I was. And I started to get like real chest pains and randomly. And one like just actually subtle, and then one day I thought to myself, I'm gonna tune into my body. I don't even know what that means. I was like, I'm gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna try meditation for the first time. And I just asked my body, I was like, what do you want me to know? And kind of I asked the universe. I didn't know what that meant either at the time, but I intuitively I just thought, okay, I'm gonna try this. And immediately the most ferocious like stabbing pain in my chest came, and I suddenly for the first time felt there was something there that I didn't live inside my body enough to feel. And so yeah, that was the beginning of what ended up being an 11 centimeter tumor. It was at the beginning, and it was a blood cancer called Hodgkin's lymphoma. But I didn't get diagnosed for a while. And I actually, when I first had a scan and they thought it was going to be like, like something, a lung infection or something, I went straight from being told in the hospital that there was some mass in my chest, straight from there to perform a gig to 300 people. And I just stood on the stage because this was the only way I knew how to survive in the world, was to just be on stage. And I was just standing there like performing, and I knew that I may have cancer, because that's what they'd said, you might have cancer. And all I remember is just like the most interesting, strange sensation of, I've never saw, I can't really put a sense to it. It wasn't the sound, it wasn't the sight, but it was like, I just had this sudden knowing or voice that was like, this is going to be the making of you, and you're going to heal this, but it's going to have to be your own way. And you're only going to be able to do this your own way, in your heart. And yeah, and I just sort of, as I was singing to these people, I just had this sensation. And I went on to have a journey of having my soul cracked open and finding out who I really was inside. Cancer was the catalyst for the greatest gift in my life, really, of helping me come home to myself.
Okay, well, I'm keep hearing an echo. I don't know where the echo is coming from. But anyway, I'll keep talking. But just to hear that what you've gone through, and this is what I want people to understand, that sometimes things may seem really dim. Sometimes things happen to you, but it also happens for you. And that's what I'm hearing from you. And that's what people need to understand, especially the kids in their 20s. When you're in your 20s, you don't know what you want to do. You're not sure. The world is your oyster, but you're not sure what you want to do. And you actually took the time to listen to your body and what your body had to say. You didn't know what the universe was. You didn't know about living inside your body, but you did that. So when you were given the diagnosis of you have cancer, what did you do immediately when you were told that?
I didn't really have that moment or did I? Because I was told it could be cancer, it could be something completely different. And then it was like 2 months later, I went through a series of loads of tests. And yeah, I don't know if there was one moment, it was like very staggered. But my first kind of, as I said, my first experience was that this was going to be absolutely, this was divinely aligned. I didn't know what even those words meant, but it was magic. There was something magic about it. Already from that first moment, it wasn't like cancer, oh, this is awful, this is the worst thing, really bad. It was like, oh, there was some supernatural feeling about this instinct that actually it was going to be really beautiful, and it didn't have to be dark and awful. And I suppose my whole journey has been in unraveling dogma, and I'm a real stand for that in the world, is to unravel the dogma in everything, and to allow whatever comes your way in life to be of service to you. And of course, I went through my own really deep grieving processes and deep fear and some insane emotions. And my whole journey has been emotional healing. That's how I overcame cancer. But I guess I didn't see it as the big, scary, awful thing that's going to like out to get you and kill you. I saw it as something that could teach me. And that was just my immediate reaction, which is rare. But yeah, I guess that's how my brain works.